This time on the Highland Woodworker.
And we decided to open this business. This way we could control our own quality. We could control our destiny.
David Mayfield has been in the lumber business for decades. We'll show you how the wood he receives is graded, sorted, stacked, and shipped to 6 different continents by using cutting-edge equipment. Popular Woodworking Magazine puts a fresh spin on adding finish to small projects. Plus, learn about the major benchmarks that make up the perfect workbench. And we'll cut to the action, putting the Wood Slicer Bandsaw Blade to the test. These stories and more, this time on the Highland Woodworker. Hello, I'm Charles Brock, and I'm a Highland Woodworker. I just love Highland Woodworking in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a store that you've got to go see. You've got to get the experience. They provide the best tools and a great woodworking education. If you can't go to the store, you can always order what you need at highlandwoodworking.com. They've been sending the best tools and supplies to your shop now for 45 years. As a chairmaker and teacher, I'm always looking for the best hardwoods available. Mayfield Lumber in McMinnville, Tennessee is a processor and a wholesaler of Appalachian hardwood lumber. Let's go meet David Mayfield and his team and see how they use today's technology to process the hardwood you need for your shop and your fine woodworking project in our Moment with a Master. David Mayfield.
Charles Brock, good to see you.
David, it's wonderful to be here. It looks like you're in the lumber business.
I am in the hardwood lumber business.
What species do you normally work with here at Mayfield?
Red oak, poplar, white oak, ash, and hickory, and walnut would be our 6 big ones. We do 1-inch lumber, which we call 4-quarter. We do 5-quarter, 6-quarter, 8-quarter, being 2-inch thick. And we ship it all over the world. We have customers on every continent except Antarctica.
This company just didn't start today. How did it start? How long has it been here? And who started it?
My dad got out of the Army in 1956. He looked around and was wondering, what can I do for a living? He went to the NHLA grading school in Memphis, became a grader, worked locally for several years, about 14 years, then started his own business. He still worked for the same company, and he opened up his own wholesale business in 1971, him and my mother, Bobby and Ada Mayfield. I graduated from high school in '73. I went to lumber school, got out in December of '73, started grading lumber. In May of '74, I joined my father in the wholesale business. We did that till 1980, and we decided to open this business, which was a hands-on, where we touch it, feel it, smell it. The wholesale business, you pick up a phone and buy a load, pick up a phone and sell a load. You never see it.
I see.
But this way we could control our own quality. We could control our destiny. And that's what we've done since 1981. And we started out with 2 keels that had about 80,000 capacity, board feet, total. Up today, we've got about 900,000 board feet capacity.
Wow. I know because I have used Mayfield walnut for, gosh, 10 years. I know that it is just high quality. How do you go from you've got a board to be able to sell it at a particular quality level? You do that here, don't you? You decide.
We grade it. The lumber is pre-graded before it gets here. We regrade it as it's being stacked to make sure that the quality is up to what we feel like our standard. And then after we kiln dry it, because some defects can occur during the drying process, we regrade it again. Probably the most, well, I know the most expensive and the most impressive piece of machinery that we have is our new sorter line that's now about 6 years old. Brings the lumber in, and the first step, it gets taken off of stacking sticks and it advances up to the planer. We surface everything except walnut. The reason we surface everything is to get boiler fuel to run the dry kilns. So every scrap and morsel of splinters or shavings or dust that we produce, we burn in our boiler to produce steam to heat our dry kilns. After exiting the planer, the lumber goes onto the grading line where it is singulated, and the inspector grades every board. He marks the board with a fluorescent chalk. It is then read by a grade mark reader, and the moment it's read, the board footage, the length, the width, everything about that board, the grade, where to trim it, that solution is made by the computer and it goes forward into the trim saw. After it exits the trim saw, it is ready to be put in the sorter according to the grade, the width, and the length. After it makes a full pack, it drops down from the sorter and it goes around and it is stacked by a package maker. After the package maker, all the facts and figures about the lumber, the pack number, the footage, the grade, the thickness, the species, the average width, average length, and the weight of that bundle is printed on the tag, and it's ready to be put into inventory.
David, I suspect that grading is so important because if I was in Vietnam, I might be buying $1 million worth of walnut, and the only thing I have to count on is your grade and your word that it is worth that much.
Well, there is a uniform standard of grading, and it comes through the National Hardwood Lumber Association, which is located in Memphis, Tennessee. It's the only uniform grading rules that's in our industry. And they've had the rules for about 135 years. And they've been modified and tweaked according to, as the industry evolves, it needs a little different tweaking, and that's what our association does. The basic grades are FAS, which is the best grade, 1 common, which is a middle grade, and 2 common. Depending on your product is what you buy. A cabinet maker and a good furniture maker is going to buy FAS. He don't have time to glue up little strips and do all the little nuances. Now, you mentioned our grading standards. We go by the NHLA grading rule book. No two people are going to grade 100% alike, but it's going to be at 95% close. So we ship a container, a trial container, They get it, they measure it, they see we're not trying to charge them for something they're not getting. They come back to us and say, we want more. And that's how your relationships get started.
Well, it takes a long time to build those relationships.
It does. A couple of things that I do want to make mention of. Everybody gets so up in arms about cutting a tree. Our hardwood forests are being managed better than they have ever been managed. They are outpacing cutting by about 30% every year.
Really?
We're gaining more.
Reforestation.
How does that happen? Management. You go in, you harvest the big trees. When they're gone, more sunlight comes into the canopy. For the little seedlings, more water, nutrients, everything. They blossom and they grow. And in about a poplar tract can be harvested every 25 years.
Oh, poplar's fast growing.
Fast growing. A red oak and white oak tract every 30, 35 years. Walnut every 40 years.
Really?
So with that management, it's growing. God has given us a great resource. Let's use it wisely. Let's benefit from it. It provides so many jobs. It feeds so many families. It's a wonderful thing.
In the future, when people think of Mayfield lumber, what would you like for them to remember or think of this business that your mom and dad
There's only one thing that you've got in this whole world, and that's your word. I want to be known as keeping my word. If I do something, you can bank it that it's going to be done. Whether it costs me money or it makes me money, if I tell you something, it's going to happen. I want to give a fair product at a fair price, and I want you to do good with my product. I want you to make money, because if you make money with my product, you're going to come back next month and buy some more from me and do it again. It's a cycle. It's a cycle.
That's a deal.
Thanks for coming.
So nice to be here today. So nice to tell the story. Mayfield Lumber.
I'm just an average, down-to-earth woodworker. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably about a 5. But one place I score a perfect 10 is right here, and I plan on keeping all 10. That's why I have a saw-stop table saw. And there's more. Plenty of power, superior dust collection, and absolute accuracy. These features have made it the best-selling cabinet saw in America. Let Highland Woodworking help you put a saw-stop in your shop.
Ralph here from Wood Academy. Now, we all know Whiteside as a router bit brand and one of my favorites, but they're also now carrying a line of saw blades.
I was working on a cutting board project and needed to rip down some hardwood. Walnut, cherry, and maple were no problem, and the cuts were consistently clean and smooth. This is a 10-inch, 30-tooth blade with a triple chip grind and a pretty aggressive 22-degree hook on the teeth. It provides smooth, clean cutting in solid stock, thick or thin.
Highland Woodworking stocks a wide selection of Rikon power tools, known for their innovative design and rugged durability. Highland has sold thousands of Rikon's industry-leading bandsaws with sizes to fit every woodworking need, from the compact, affordable 10-inch model to competitively priced 14 and 18-inch models. Shop us also for Rikon's reliable planers, lathes, and professional low-speed grinder, all with an exceptional 5-year warranty. Rikon Power Tools. I'm excited to tell you that I've been using the Highland Woodworking Wood Slicer Resaw Bandsaw Blade now for almost 30 years. And there are a whole lot of reasons, but the best reason is the one I'm going to show you now. The cut is incredibly smooth and quiet. It has 3 to 4 teeth per inch. It has uneven spacing of the variable pitch teeth, which dampens the harmonic resonance, which can cause vibration, and that helps make for that smoother, quieter cut. And it leaves almost invisible teeth marks. It's 12% thinner than the usual bandsaw blade with a 1/32 kerf. It's hardened to a Rockwell hardness of between 65 and 67, and it comes in 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch widths, up to 240 inches in length, and custom links are available. You put all that together, and what you've got is performance, a beautiful cut. Fine Woodworking Magazine selected the Wood Slicer by Highland Woodworking as the best all-around resaw blade. It's going to make you smile.
Dave Brooks from Pleasant View, Utah, sent in this tip to us for creating a finishing turntable to help with his project of creating multiple Christmas presents that he had to finish efficiently and quickly. It starts with 2 layers of Baltic birch plywood, 3/4 inch, that are glued together with the hole drilled through the center, using a counterbore on the backside to accept a carriage bolt, and a long enough carriage bolt to come through the top with a washer and a nut to secure it in place. The turntable has a hole drilled in the center of it as well, with a T-nut placed on the backside and 4 wood screws that are screwed through the entire 2 layers of plywood to help hold the workpiece up. Once this is all constructed, you just place the turntable on top of the base, give it a quick spin, and get it in place. Once I get the turntable turned down to where I want it, I am ready to put my project on the screws that hold it up in the air. I can position the project where I need it, and I can just grab my favorite can of finish and start applying. Rotate to the other side and finish it off.
Meet the Bora Centipede, the lightweight and portable workshop table that supports up to 3,000 pounds, stores in a small space for tight shops, and opens into a work table to bring your work to a comfortable height. This makes the perfect companion for your track saw. Comes with X cups and hold downs to secure your work. Just add the Bora workbench top and you've got a great auxiliary table anywhere in your shop. Upgrade your shop today.
There's 4 words that Lee Tools lives by: 4 words that mean quality joinery to take your projects to the next level. Whether it's dovetails, box joints, or mortise and tenon. And we'll even help you clean up. Those 4 words: better tools, better results.
Whiteside Machine Company has been in business for over 30 years, providing customers with quality router bits. Fine Woodworking Magazine has declared Whiteside router bits best overall and best value when compared against 17 other brands. No matter the router application, they have the type and profile of carbide router bit you need. When you put a Whiteside router bit to work in your shop, it is guaranteed to make you smile. If you can't make it to Highland Woodworking in Atlanta, Georgia, you can shop online at highlandwoodworking.com. They're great at getting what you want to your shop quick. Let Highland's legendary Wood Slicer Resaw Blade help make it easy for you to get great results sawing thick lumber into thinner boards. The Wood Slicer is designed to cut much faster, smoother, and quieter than ordinary bandsaw blades. You'll be amazed at how smooth a surface you'll get with a wood slicer. Its variable tooth pattern greatly reduces noise and vibration. Order a wood slicer from Highland Woodworking for your bandsaw today. Well, this episode of Chuck's Bench is just kind of a summary of all the reasons why this is my bench. I like it because it's heavy. It doesn't move around. It's got a nice thick top. It's got a flat top. You have to have a flat top for a bench as a reference when you're working on a project. You want to be able to line something up without a lot of ups and downs, hills and valleys. This bench provides a great reference. It also holds my work. Look at that. We've got not half-inch dogs, not 3/4-inch dogs, but 1-inch bench dogs. And I can put almost any massive piece of wood or a small piece of wood between a set of these dogs and it's going to hold it. Plus, I can use a real 1-inch hold down to fasten something to the top of the bench so it won't move while I'm working. That's a tremendous plus. If you have ever struggled using hold downs before, it's probably because your hold down was not this size, 1 inch. That makes such a big difference. It's nice and heavy and will hold something down to this flat reference. That's wonderful. A great vise is something you have to have on a bench. Something to hold odd-shaped work or flat work. All right, this has 2 of them. It opens very wide and it doesn't rack. I don't care what you put in here. If you tighten it down, it doesn't rack off to the side because it's just so well built. As I said, there are 2 vices. This one can be mounted on this side or the other side. Such versatility. It's just the same size as the other vise. Opens easily. And again, if you put something down here at the end and tighten it up, it doesn't rack. That is just wonderful. It's what you need in a bench. Sjoberg has the size bench you need for your shop. This is perfect for mine. I don't need a tool well. I love having all of this flat surface and all of these bench dog holes. It's outstanding, but it doesn't stop there. Storage is so important at a workbench. You like to be able to reach down and get what you need to work with at your bench and put it right back. Yeah, you got a bank of 3 drawers on each side and a wonderful cabinet in the middle where you can put your router or supplies or anything you might need. Plus, you have some space underneath. Sjoberg has thought of everything, and Highland Woodworking has them. Go to highlandwoodworking.com and find your Sjoberg bench for your shop today. You'll be so happy you did.
Improve your woodworking experience. Sign up for Wood News Online, a monthly newsletter showcasing the latest news, tips, and classes Highland Woodworking has to offer. By signing up, you'll receive the latest episode of the Highland Woodworker, special store promotions, and Wood News Online delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up today.
Well, that's all the time we have for this, the 68th episode of the Highland Woodworker. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Charles Brock, and as always, I'm a Highland Woodworker.